So I'm sitting here in my little fairy garden, watching my grandson's virtual graduation from 8th grade. And I'm looking all around here, and I'm in this beautiful place. And I'm listening to the teachers all come on one by one and saying how, here are these kids, they've known them since they were in 6th grade, and here they were, starting the school year shorter than their teacher. And now they're taller than their teacher, and they're graduating, and they're not able to say goodbye to them. And it's my grandson. And I'm thinking about him, how little he was, and now he's taller than I am. And I can't be there to see him graduate and walk up and get his diploma and his honors that he always gets. It's a ripoff because of what we're going through. I can't even be there to take him out and celebrate like we did all the time before because nothing's open. I'm in this beautiful place, and the messages that his principal said was, it's not what circumstance you find yourself in, it's what you do with the circumstances that you have. And they did a really beautiful virtual message from each of the teachers to the kids, and only one of the teachers started crying. I was crying because I started thinking about all the people that I've worked with as a spiritual teacher over the last 10 years. And how I've watched them grow and expand and step into their own personal power and be who they're meant to be, and not be in a place of fear and go after their dreams, and how proud I am of them. And it's amazing how it's emotional, right? It's really emotional. It's graduation time, and I've been getting that from Spirit. A lot of us are graduating. We're ascending to a higher level. But here I am in Sedona, in this beautiful yard, right? Creating my little fairy kingdom, planting in trees and lights and rivers, and life goes on, right? And I can't be there to give my grandson a hug and tell him how proud I am of him and how much I love him. And I feel bad for his teachers that they can't. They're all proud of him. Every single year he's gotten awards. Every single year. He's such a good kid. I think about the wonderful things him and his friends did. How they banded together and they pooled together all of their allowances to go and buy shoes for one of the boys that was living in an abusive home and didn't have shoes that fit him properly. And it was more than that even. Trey gets really nice things. He's the only grandson for me, right? So we spoil him, and he's got lots of grandparents and uncles and aunts and his mom and dad. And this boy is an amazing kid, and he lives in a very abusive home. His father beats him up. And the boys, without even telling anybody, they went through raided their own closets and took stuff and gave him clothes. And Jack, Devin's, God, I'm going like my grandmother, all the names right. Trey's best friend. He said, "Hey guys, do you have any money you want to put any birthday money or anything? Because we're gonna go buy him some." And I don't know what they were. In my son's day, it would have been Michael Jordan basketball shoes, but they got really expensive shoes for him because he's a really good skater, right? I think it was his skate shoes. He's amazing at what he does. And I said to my son, well, maybe he can get on a team. And he says, yeah, they don't really pay much money for it. But they went and they pooled all of their money together. And I thought, I wonder how many of the parents knew that. I said, did you tell your mom? And at the time, Trey hadn't even told his mom. When Trey gets money, like for me, I don't know what to get him, right? He's got everything, and what do you get him? And I don't want to buy stupid things, so I would give him cash, and everyone's learned to give him cash. And he's so much like me in that way. I think it's pretty funny. He saves all his money. He saves it. So he went and he saved all of his money, and they took their money and they went and bought him shoes, and they bought him clothes, and I guess they've been doing it for the last few years. These kids are 6th and 7th and 8th grade. That's pretty amazing, don't you think? Considering the fact that mostly what we see online is bullies, right? I shared something about these two boys that actually joined in the fun, making fun of one of the kids. until they realized what they were doing, and that this kid was wearing the same clothes to school every day because his family couldn't afford to give him clothes because he was growing so fast. You know how fast kids grow when they're that age. My grandson, from 6th grade to 8th grade, he's grown like 6 inches. You know, the mother didn't have enough money, and he says, I've been bullied my whole life, and he didn't know what to do when they approached him. The football players, there were 2 football players, very popular kids, just like Trey and Jack, went up to this kid, you know? I said, always befriend the underdog. Always root for the underdog. You be the one that goes up and befriends the one that they're making fun of. And that's when he told me what they were doing. And I'm like, I'm so proud of you that you just did that, because that's what you are. That's the kind of kid you are. And those 2 football players, they went up and they brought a bunch of clothes and shoes for that kid. And he was afraid at first. He thought they were going to bully him. And one of the boys said, I apologize for my part. I laughed at you too, and I didn't understand. And I feel bad, and I want you to please accept this. And what made it even harder was when the boy, who was very overwhelmed, said, you're the first person I've ever been given anything from. Well, you know, you have no idea what other people are going through in their lives. They may put on a brave face. They may act like they're not bothered, but you don't know what they're going through. Don't judge somebody by the car they drive, or the house they live in, or the clothes they wear, or the position that they hold. You have no idea what it might take for them to get up every single day and go answer and work on that switchboard. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm grateful, and I pray about my grandson all the time, that he doesn't get messed up in the wrong crowd. But he wouldn't be, because he sends love out and he draws towards him who he is. He's a good kid. And today he graduates, and I have to give him this. I'm going to send this to him. I'm proud of you, Trey. And I love you very, very much. You're a good kid. We worry about you. We've worried about you all along, that you'd get mixed up with the wrong crowd and, you know, start doing drugs because you think it's cool, or start drinking, or start stealing, you know, getting in, dealing with peer pressure and being pressured into doing something that you know is wrong. But you're a good kid, and you make good choices. We are super proud of you. I love you.